Fun to Widows Wednesday on this gorgeous day.
Nice day.
And yes, this episode is called To Date or Not to Date. And Veronica Fox, here with me today, and we've been giggling about this all morning. Yeah, so as widows, and of course, girls, you know, we know, depending on where you are, is, you know, going to determine whether you're even considering dating. But, you know, for us, we're out, so we're definitely, you know, talking about this, and we have different experiences. So I was really interested, and Veronica, again, you know, we giggle about all this, but we both would, and have talked about it, date. We want to date. So, now, Veronica, you said something very interesting to me, that you met your husband later on in life.
Yeah, so when I met my husband, I had already dated through college, and I was looking for a husband and everything like that. So I had experience, you know, dating and everything. And so because I have experience dating, I don't really want to go back to that process. I want a different process.
What didn't you like about it?
God did such an amazing thing in bringing my husband to me, and so I want something like that again. I was praying for a husband, and before I knew the Lord, I didn't like that dating process. And once I came to the Lord, God was growing me up and bringing me through this new kind of outlook about what dating should be. And really, I had decided I didn't want to date, I wanted to court. And so the difference is
cuter.
It is so much cuter, and it's I
just even like
the word. I know.
You know, back in the day, that's what they did. You know, they used to write each other little letters, and you'd have to. It was like a puzzle. You know, you had to figure out what are they saying, and they'd use different phrases, you know, to come up with the word courtship. But
yeah, and courtship
cute.
Has an end game. Like dating to me, especially before I met my husband, it was more like just entertainment or just something people were doing.
Yeah.
But once I became a Christian, I knew that the end game for relationships with God is marriage. And so I wanted to say, before I even started, the only reason why I'm in this game is because and so I want to find something that I'm compatible with and someone I'm going to marry. So courting fits more of my viewpoint of what I'm into. I just don't want to have friendships. I want to see if we're compatible for marriage.
Yes.
That's what my end game is.
Yes. And I know I went through something like that recently where I just felt like, you know, I don't want to play friends. I want, you know, not to
we want to have
down on
friendships.
anyone.
If
this is me, I don't mind having, really. Mom.
Okay.
That's my mom.
Okay.
Oops.
She's probably,
My daughter hung up on me. Oh, sorry, Ma. Call you back. So see, you guys, this is almost live, right? Isn't that like live?
Yeah, it's real life.
But yeah, no, I don't want to play friends. I want, like you know, I want that one that God has for me. And, you know, my brother's always telling me that, Susie, and this is funny because I thought of you when he said it. He's like, Susie, your circle is too small.
I know.
Oh, what do you mean, he goes, your circle of what you do is too small. Were we not just talking about Veronica?
I can't believe you said the same thing.
She goes, okay, I go to church. I go to the and I go to Walmart.
Sure. Yeah, Walmart. And I go to the pharmacy and the post office, and I go home. And
that's it.
It's like
there's our little circle.
And I always see the same people. Me, you, our few little friends, all in the same circle all the time.
So we're like, she's like, that's it. And she's texting me, okay, we are going to expand our circle. I'm like, hey, there's nothing wrong with the circle. Okay, the earth is a circle. God made it. He knows my circle.
But nobody new comes into our little, ever comes into our little world.
They don't. So apparently, okay, we have to stretch out a bit and expand our circle. Okay, so Veronica, you're sending me all this stuff. Okay, we need to go to this. We're going to go to that.
We're going to go line dancing.
Line dancing. Line dancing? Are you kidding? I have issues, man. Okay, I'm like SpongeBob. I have terrible, like, my feet are, oh.
We're going to go country dancing. We're going to go to some Christian concerts.
Hilarious.
We're going to go hiking. We're going to do some different things. We're going to increase the people that we know.
We're going to expand our circle.
Yes.
And, yeah, okay. So we're going to try to expand our circle. And so we're always trying to say, you know, all right, we'll go on a double date. That way, you know, we're good, you know.
If that ever happened.
It hasn't happened yet. But that's okay. God knows. And speaking of God, girls. Okay, so the Lord did bring both of our hubbies to us.
That's right.
He can bring hubbies again. Yes?
That's right. That's right.
And this is what I want. This is what she wants. You know, I was just talking to a widow about this. There is a lot of chatter on Facebook about it. Dating and stuff. But yeah, I was talking to a widow about it, and I thought, you know, the girl was just kind of like, is it wrong? You know, I'm like in my 60s. Should I, you know, is it too late for me? And all this sort of thing. And I'm like, heck no, girl. Get out there.
We all have that concern. I mean, I have that same concern. It's like, when I met my husband, I was 30, but it's like, yeah, I felt young and beautiful and all these kind of things. It's like, Lord, I'm so much older now.
I know, it's older. We laugh because goodness, starting to do this like sliding off our skull thing. What the heck's going on? Oh, and the chin.
Yeah, I know. It's like
the parts are slowly going this way. So I'm like, my Jesus, you know, we're running out of time here. Let's get going. Let's get going.
I'm not getting any younger here.
Which gets me to thinking, girls, what is the guy thinking? Veronica, what do men think? Christian men. I'm not talking about going out with guys that, you know, hello, only want one thing, girls. Don't do it. You know, you are precious. Okay, you're precious, and you belong to the Lord. So, this is I love God's word. Here we go. Amen, right, it's beautiful. Let's check it out. Just this one, right alone, right? Where was our first one? Ooh, okay. Proverbs 18:22. You guys, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. Did you guys know that? Isn't that the truth?
Yes, it is. It is.
If they find us, it's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
And it's favor from God, because a wife is to be, you know, that helpmeet for her husband.
That's right. That's
you know? Like I always wanted to do that. Oh, well, I felt like I was that for my husband, and you did as well for your husband.
Yeah.
You know, I want to do it again. You know, I miss being that for someone.
I do too.
And not everybody is there. Not everybody wants to go down that path again, and that's okay.
That is okay,
you know,
too. Either way, it's good. And it's like, Lord, I want God. I hope this is what God has for me as well. This is what I want, and I hope that matches up with God's will, what He wants. And it's not just the marriage. I hope that the marriage just isn't the whole thing, just being a wife, just being married. I hope that God's purpose is that this union would bring Him glory.
Oh my gosh.
That we would be stronger together, fulfilling God's will and purpose for our lives than we would be separate. And I hope that's what God has in mind for us.
And I believe that too, because, you know, like, you know, God puts people together. And as we know as widows, when until death do us part, okay, when we have been ripped apart, that's no small thing. When God says He makes you one, and then death has pulled you apart, the pain is indescribable on both sides, for the man and for the woman. Yeah. It's on both sides. So when the Lord puts you together with someone, there's like no greater joy.
That's right.
You know, when He does it. If you do it, if I say, oh, I think I like that guy, blah, 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 well, how do I know that? I don't know that guy. I don't know anything. You know what I mean? You could totally mess it up.
Yeah. And if it's hard, it's not of God. You know what I mean? You probably felt the same way. When I met my husband, everything was easy, especially like when you're first getting married. It's so easy, and I see people dating, and it's hard from the very beginning. They're struggling. They're having a hard time. it's like when God does it, it's good.
It's good. But I was a kid. So see, here's me. I never really did the dating thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I mean, you've done it. Been there, done that. I do not know. So I had to giggle because my son recently got a weapon. And, you know, he's all about protection and all this stuff and going to protect and all, which is cool. So he's like, yeah, Mom, okay, we can't wear this when we go on a date.
I pack. That's not encouraging.
Not to worry, guys. Don't wear that on a date.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm laughing. Oh, go on. I wouldn't wear that on a date. Just knowing it is enough. Just knowing it's enough. But, you know, girls, honestly, God has our futures. He knows our path, right? Yeah. And He has loves for us. I believe it.
Yes.
And I know for a fact, actually, it's been spoken over me, and I believe you as well, that the Lord has someone for us. So, yeah, I'm all about it.
And we're praying about it all the time.
All the time.
I'm praying to God about this because I want this, like in Ruth, she had a kinsman redeemer. And I want a kinsman redeemer. I want someone that God says, God has brought together, someone that's come together through prayer. And so I'm praying for a husband, but I'm praying also for whoever my future husband's going to be. I'm praying for him in particular, for his well-being, for his good, because I should practice now praying for him the same way I would if he was my husband. I'd be praying for him all the time. And so I don't know who that person is. I haven't met him, but God can direct my prayers to him for his welfare, for his good, and for his blessing. And so that's what I'm doing for.
And I do the same as well. I mean, there are times and there are days when, you know, of course, I don't know who this person is, but I pray for him as well. And I'm like, Lord, you know every person. You know where he is, what he's doing. Is he enjoying his day or what? What's happened to him? Because obviously, we are.
Yeah. For whatever reasons, either divorce or
death or
he's a widower or where.
Maybe he's never been married. I don't know about that. But, you know, I'm 54 years old. I'm like, we're the same. So we just say, God, you know, he must be somewhere around that and all this. So there's a lot of history. And I think, you know, sometimes there might be a little bit of like, oh man, that's a lot of years that I don't know that person. Yeah. That's what I think is scary about, you know, getting married again. My husband, I knew everything about that guy. Yeah. There wasn't anything I didn't know. That's right. Even if he thought that, I know.
But one thing we do is that's why we trust in the Lord.
We trust in God.
Because it has to be God-centered, because we've all been redeemed. We've all have some kind of history. But I trust God more than I even trust myself. More than I would even trust my husband. It's like, Lord, I know that you have good things for me, and I trust you above all else.
Amen. And, you know, it almost gives me a sense of excitement in a way. You know what I mean? Because there's future girls, you know. Jeremiah 29:11 talks about how God says that, you know, there's hope for you. There's future for you. Yes. You know, Amen. Because our husband died doesn't mean I didn't die. That's right. I'm still here.
That's right. And I don't want to be defined by widowhood for the rest of my life. I am single. A widow right now, and I'm going through this process. Yeah. But 20, 30 years from now, I still don't want to be how I define myself. No. I just want to be Veronica. Even if I'm single, I just want to be, this is who I am. I've developed into the person that God intended me to be, doing Amen. The things he intended me to do, but I just don't want to be defined by the death of my.
Okay, yeah, we got cut off again. We're girls. Okay, yeah, so we were talking about, you know, the fact that you don't want to be defined by the death of your husband all your life.
That's right.
And you know what? I don't either.
And that's no disrespect to our husbands.
No, gosh, no.
It's not any disrespect to my love or my depth of our relationship and what we were. Right. But I just want to go forward and be more who I still on this planet. God still has a purpose and plan for me, and I want to fulfill it, whatever it is.
Man, I do too, and I want that with my on the side.
my little
lovey. But yeah, no. So what I was thinking about was, and it might sound kind of strange, but one thing I actually like about widowhood, and that's, I know, a strange comment, but is the fact that it's pulling things out of me, Veronica, that I didn't even know was in me. And I'm kind of discovering myself, you know what I mean? Like, I'm stronger than I thought. I'm braver than I thought. And I've got a lot of kick in me, and I didn't realize it. And even though I hate the circumstance that's brought this about and this, thinking about, I can appreciate what I am discovering. Maybe I should say it like that.
Yeah.
I'm appreciating it. And, I do want to keep pressing forward with it. And, we were talking about just there's so many things that go on as you're a widow, that stuff you just can't even imagine. Our hubbies were our protectors, okay?
Yeah.
And our protectors are now not here, which puts us into a really kind of a weird spot, because we're like, man, I'm
exposed, I'm vulnerable.
Kind of, whoa, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Even though God says, yes, I will protect you.
Yeah.
And I know he will. But, I have to kind of do stuff myself, too. So we're talking about doing a little hi-ya
self-defense class. Not out of fear, but just out of empowerment. Why shouldn't I be just more assertive, more powerful, and more realization of my capabilities?
I mean, the Bible talks about women being the weaker sex, and people don't like that. But honestly, we are. I don't have manness.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had a little bit more man strength. You know what I'm saying? Like, to open that jar.
Yeah.
But, and I appreciated my husband's strength, but he's not here with me now. So, I kind of have to, like we were saying, help ourselves a little bit. So, we're just pushing forward, girls. We just want to do this, and we want to do it well. I want to do this with excellence. I want to be, crazy enough, the best widow I can be, for as long as I have to be one. But like you said, I want to shed that tag off of me,
Eventually, yes.
And, they even do it on your taxes.
I know.
You notice that?
They only give you 2 years.
Oh.
2 years, you're a widow filing, and then after 2 years, you go back to just being single. I mean, we've been longer than 2 years, so.
You can check it off, whatever you want to check off.
Yeah.
But, I said next year, I didn't even realize it, but I said next year, you know what I'm going to do? Oh, I'm putting single. Yeah. Or married. We don't know. Veronica.
Oh, wow. That would be a big answer to prayer. In my life, that'd be a miracle. It'd be a miracle.
We're going to do it, honey bun. Don't worry. All right, girls. So we hope you've been enjoyed today. And, it's just so gorgeous out. We just can't even. I'm like, Veronica, you must be sweating. I'm like, in my life. But, it was a lot of fun. And I love pulling in Veronica because, we just have a lot of fun together. And I hope you girls have enjoyed it. So like and subscribe. And if you know of anyone who could use a little pep, a widow pep, or even, a lot of women tell me that even though they're not a widow, like a divorced woman or something like that, that they're really enjoying the videos. So, praise God. It's to his glory, not mine. So, all right, girls. So like and subscribe and share, and God bless.